And that's what we were doing one Sunday afternoon against the Kosciuszko Arrow. 75 cents a man. Score must have been 14-14. Last part of the ninth, and 2 strikes, Stahuska gets out. We had the outs. Stahuska hits a grounder to first. He tries to beat it out, and this was a hot, dusty day. And about 10 feet from the base, he slid, and when the dust cleared away, Stahuska was standing on first, and the first baseman was looking for the ball. So Stahuska looked around a minute, waited like a gentleman for the guy to pick it up, and he didn't, so Stahuska walked off the bag, walked towards second, and a little ways from second, he slid. He come up when the dust cleared. Stahuska's on second base, and the right fielder's helping the first baseman to find the ball. So Stahuska waited a little while, and then finally he said to the second baseman, he said, "You know, I think you fellas don't really want me." And he walked off second and broke into a walk, and then he broke into a slide, and he slid into third, and he came up, you know, the dust cleared on third where Stahuska was. He was standing on the bag. And by that time, the pitcher was helping the first baseman, the right fielder, look for the ball. So we all hollered for Stahuska to score, and he walked off the bag, and he broke into a run, and then he stopped, and he took the ball out of his pocket, threw it to the catcher, and got himself tagged out. The catcher got excited, you know, and he tagged him in the face, and Stahuska went down sitting. So I thought he'd get up swinging. That's what Stahuska usually did when people pushed him down. But he didn't. He just sat there and was wiping the blood off his nose, and all he said, you know what he said? He said, "You know, I had it coming. I had it coming. I had it coming." And you know, in the first part of the 10th inning, you know what happens. Kosciuszko scored 14 runs. We go out 1-2-3. So that night I asked Stahuska, I said, "Can you tell me, you know, if you don't mind, what happened there?" And he says, "Well, I couldn't do a thing like that. I couldn't win a ball game that way." I says, "You can't win a ball game that way. You're giving me a bad conscience. You stole $10,500 worth of office equipment last night, and now you're telling me that a stolen baseball is giving you a bad conscience?" He said, "Oh, no. He says, "It wasn't that. It was sliding into first." He says, "Nobody slides into first." You know, right after that, Stahuska seemed to accumulate all the bad consciences of that whole neighborhood. And that's what gave him a real good start in life, because he got on the force. And as he said then, I never really felt right with myself unless I was doing wrong. I never felt wrong unless I was doing right. He says, "Now I'm a perfectly adjusted man." Well, you know, no, you seen him the other day. He's Officer Stahuska, of course. And you call him officer and not lost ball. But he says, "You know why I feel so good these days?" He says, "Now I got some stiff talking to me there, and he says, I didn't do anything." You know what I asked him? I says, "You didn't do anything. What do you think I'm doing here questioning you if you ain't guilty of something?" You know, if he says, "I'm innocent," I said, "Well, you must be innocent of something then." And you know, they even tried bleeding on me. He said, "But that little blood don't scare me." You know what I think? People don't have as good times as they used to anymore.